Run into your love again someday. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here before you all not to share any particular, event from my life per se. I'm not here to give any sermon or preach anything. I'm just here to, tell you about a simple practice, which is quite simple, but it's still not ubiquitous. You don't find people following it very often, and it's quite rare as far as I feel it to be. Many a times in our life, what happens is, although you have a very good set of friends, you have your family, you have, people whom you can confide in, people whom you can, share your emotions with. When you are in a doldrum, you can approach them, you can seek their opinions. But, there are times in our lives, barring the selected few who are really very lucky that they always have someone along with them, there are times for common people that you don't find anyone around you. Even your parents fail to understand you. During such periods, what do you basically do? Where do you go? Where do you find the solace that you are so desperately trying to search for? You have a motley of emotions and ideologies. They are clashing against each other in your mind, and you are just not able to come up with a conclusion. You're not able to zero in on what's the best possible solution. You are in a fix. What should you do? That's when the practice of soliloquy comes in. Soliloquy, the concept, the word comes from the times when theaters used to be in vogue. Soliloquy is basically a theater artist talking to himself so that the audience is able to know what's going in his mind. The audience is able to gauge the insights, his insights. So that's from where the word comes in. Now, the kind of society that we live in, if you go ahead and tell someone that I have developed this habit of soliloquy, I have started speaking to myself, I interact with myself, people will start considering you sort of insane. They'll say this guy is out of his mind, to be honest. But trust me, and I say this with a lot of experience, it's the best tool that I have till date in my life found out, which can help you cope like nothing else. The best part about a soliloquy is you are interacting with yourself. I know, my dear friends, you would be thinking that, I don't know, you might be thinking it's not plausible, but trust me, it is. Even if you have your best friend listening to you, they might turn judgmental because at the end of the day, he is another person. The best thing about a soliloquy, the best thing about you interacting with your inner self is you are never judgmental. And you know yourself inside out. You are your best critic. You are everything that you know about yourself. Similar kinds of practice have been followed through ages. People have the habit of penning down their thoughts in a diary. Why do they do that? They do it basically to find a few minutes out of their hectic life to reflect back as to what happened. So soliloquy is just a dynamic form of that. So what I am basically trying to say is, what I am basically trying to ask of you is, try to find out at least 15 or 20 odd minutes in a day and try to reflect back on what has happened. You might feel uncomfortable doing this in front of someone, as in you are taking a stroll with your best friend. You don't indulge in a soliloquy. You can find your own time. You can go out on a walk and try, inculcating the habit. Trust me, it will definitely help you because it had helped me to come out of the worst of times. With this all, I'd like to share a poem of mine, which, just shows the importance that soliloquy still holds in my life. It held in my life and it still holds in my life. And I start wondering yet again, as the need for another soliloquy is felt, A bit lost over is what my state is, as I miss the heaven where I once dwelt.